Hey guys, welcome to SMR Top 5. I'm so excited to be diving into a genre that truly gets under our skin and stays with us long after the credits roll. Horror movies. Tonight, we're taking a look at 5 films that have terrified audiences for decades, and for good reason. We're talking about the movies that made us sleep with the lights on, jump at every creak in the house, and maybe even question taking a shower ever again. Get ready for chills, thrills, and maybe a few screams along the way as we count down the SMR Top 5 greatest horror movies ever. Kicking off our list at number 5 is a film that redefined horror, 1973's The Exorcist. This movie wasn't just about jump scares or creepy creatures, it tapped into something primal, something that shook audiences to their core. The story of young Regan McNeil's demonic possession was like nothing people had ever seen before. The special effects were groundbreaking for their time, and the themes of faith, good versus evil, and the vulnerability of innocence resonated deeply. The Exorcist wasn't just a movie, it was an experience. People were fainting in theaters, having nightmares for weeks, and even claiming to see demonic figures in their own homes. Whether you believe in demonic possession or not, The Exorcist tapped into a collective fear of the unknown, the fear of something invading our bodies and minds, something beyond our control. It sparked debates about religion, psychology, and the power of cinema to affect us on such a visceral level. The Exorcist wasn't afraid to push boundaries, and in doing so, it cemented its place as a horror masterpiece. Even today, nearly 50 years later, The Exorcist remains a benchmark in horror cinema, a film that continues to terrify and captivate audiences. It's a testament to the power of storytelling, special effects, and the exploration of our deepest fears. The Exorcist isn't just a great horror film. It's a cultural phenomenon that redefined the genre and continues to cast a long, terrifying shadow over the world of cinema. Coming in at number 4 is a film that redefined the slasher genre, Sean S. Cunningham's Friday the 13th. This movie is a masterclass in building tension, drawing us into the eerie atmosphere of Camp Crystal Lake. Isolated in the remote Camp Crystal Lake, a group of camp counselors find themselves stalked by an unseen killer. The film's twist reveals that the killer is none other than Mrs. Voorhees, seeking revenge for the death of her son, Jason. The movie is filled with iconic death scenes that have become staples of the slasher genre, and, of course, the final girl, Alice Hardy, who fights back and ultimately defeats Mrs. Voorhees. But Friday the 13th is more than just jump scares and gruesome kills. It's a psychological thriller that explores the fear of the unknown and the vulnerability of being isolated. The isolation of the camp, the strange occurrences, and the weight of past tragedies all contribute to the film's chilling atmosphere. Betsy Palmer gives a chilling performance as Mrs. Voorhees, whose vengeful spirit drives the horror. Friday the 13th is a film that gets under your skin and stays with you long after you've seen it. It's a haunting exploration of isolation, revenge, and the darkness that can lurk within us all. At number 3, we have the film that made us afraid of the boogeyman, John Carpenter's Halloween. This low-budget slasher flick became a cultural phenomenon, spawning countless sequels and imitators. Halloween introduced us to Michael Myers, a masked figure of pure evil who terrorizes a small town on Halloween night. The film's simplicity is part of its brilliance. We don't know why Michael Myers is the way he is, and that mystery makes him all the more terrifying. Carpenter's use of suspense, point-of-view shots, and that unforgettable score create an atmosphere of dread that permeates every frame. Jamie Lee Curtis made her film debut as Laurie Strode, the quintessential final girl who must confront her fears and fight back against the embodiment of evil. Halloween wasn't just about blood and gore, though there was plenty of that. It tapped into our deepest fears about vulnerability, the unknown, and the horrors that can lurk in our own backyards. The film's success proved that sometimes the simplest stories are the most effective, and that sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we can't explain. Halloween is a true horror classic, a film that continues to terrify and inspire filmmakers to this day. Coming in at number 2 is a film that made us afraid to close our eyes, Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. This movie took our nightmares and brought them to life on screen, introducing us to one of the most iconic villains in horror history, Freddy Krueger. Freddy was more than just a killer, he was a monster who could get you even in your sleep, a terrifying concept that resonated with audiences. Wes Craven cleverly used practical effects and makeup to create Freddy's burned visage, which became instantly recognizable and the stuff of nightmares. Robert Englund's performance as Freddy was both menacing and darkly humorous, making him a villain we love to hate. A Nightmare on Elm Street tapped into the vulnerability of sleep, a time when we're supposed to be at our most relaxed and unguarded. The film's success spawned countless sequels, a television series, and a remake, cementing Freddy Krueger's place in the pantheon of horror icons. A Nightmare on Elm Street wasn't just a scary movie, it was a cultural phenomenon that tapped into our deepest fears and changed the face of horror. And finally, our number one pick, the film that shocked audiences and changed cinema forever, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Released in 1960, Psycho was a game-changer. It broke all the rules, from its shocking violence to its iconic twist ending. Anthony Perkins delivered a chilling performance as Norman Bates, the seemingly timid motel owner with a dark secret. Janet Leigh's portrayal of Marion Crane, whose fateful shower scene became the most iconic in horror history, was both vulnerable and relatable. Hitchcock's masterful direction, Bernard Herrmann's unforgettable score, and the film's groundbreaking use of violence and psychological themes made it a masterpiece of suspense. Psycho wasn't just a horror film, it was a commentary on voyeurism, duality, and the dark side of human nature. The shower scene alone, with its rapid cuts and jarring score, changed the way violence was depicted on screen. Psycho's impact on cinema is immeasurable. It paved the way for more psychologically driven horror films, and its influence can still be felt in the genre today. It's a testament to Hitchcock's genius that a film made over 60 years ago can still hold such power over audiences today. Psycho is more than just a horror film, it's a cinematic landmark that continues to shock, terrify, and inspire filmmakers and audiences alike. Wow, what an amazing ride through some of the most terrifying films ever made. These movies have stayed with us for years, haven't they? They've given us nightmares, made us jump at shadows, and maybe even made us think twice about answering the phone. But that's the power of great horror, isn't it? It gets under our skin, makes our hearts race, and reminds us that sometimes it's fun to be scared. So, thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of horror. Until next time, sleep tight if you can. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more horror content.